by turning it on. And like we said, it makes no sense to turn it on. But it went on to say vacuuming would be best accomplished by something to put dust into a liquid medium such as water. This is another thing that shows just how efficient our product is. This is an article that come from the University of Utah. They actually have what's called a clean room. They make brain stems for brain implants is what they do. A clean room is 10,000 times cleaner than a hospital operating room. 10,000 times cleaner. It's chambered. You actually have your street clothes on. You go into a room. You take your clothes off. You go into another room, put on a hazmat suit, and then go into the clean room. It's chambered to get into it because it has to be dust-free.
Right.
And then it went on, and they was looking for something to clean the clean room, and they heard about our product. They had them bring the product to them, and they actually put it through all kinds of tests for 2 weeks, which rightfully they should. But it says here we passed every test with flying colors. Every test they put the rainbow through. Okay, so guess what they're using to clean the clean room?
Rainbow.
Now I'm not saying our home's going to be that clean. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But if it's clean enough to be used here,
Right.
how much cleaner is our home going to be?
Right.
And Tony, don't you want a clean home?
Yeah.
See how I'm just constantly saying, don't you want a clean home? Isn't it something that you ever turn this back on? How in the world can you say no to me at the end? You can. It's just, I'm just going to make it very hard for you to say no because it makes no sense. It's going to go against every bit of logic that you've sit here and told me for the last hour. It's not going to make any sense. Okay? Now, the next thing we want to actually talk about is not only the fact that it blows the stuff back out in the air that we talked about, but actually what we get a vacuum out to do is what? Clean. If it's not going to pick the dirt up out of your floor, what good is it going to be to you?
Right.
Kind of be a waste of time, wouldn't it? Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about that for a quick second, and then I'll be almost finished. Okay. And so right here's where I start talking about I'll be almost finished. And then when I'm doing the attachments, I'm like, when I do the power head, I say this is actually one of the last things I got to show you. So I'm letting them know, because I know you got things to do. In other words, I'm trying to be aware of their time. Okay. Right. And it's like, okay, in other words, and sometimes people will just say something like, oh, well, you don't got to be in no hurry. Well, then I don't got to be in a hurry, which is cool. And they're like, yeah, okay, I appreciate that. Okay. But anyway, my point is this. All right, now the difference between using something like a bag or a filter versus using a bagless vacuum, because this is what you're going to run across most. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to go back through the whole thing again. But you're going to go through the same things that has 4 parts. When you turn it on to find, you're going to say, where do you feel the air coming out? The reason you're going to do that is because you know where to hold the light at that point. Okay? Now, see here, you see we didn't have a lot of air coming out. So you want to comment on that. You want to say, how much air do y'all feel coming out of here? I don't feel hardly anything. And I'm like, right. So if there's not a lot of air coming out, there can't be a whole lot of air going in. That's going to be when I do the mini vac. I'm going to say, remember how we talked about that a minute ago? See, everything's linked together. It really is. Okay. Now, if I turn it on right here though, and I feel air coming out, and it's just very little, I'll say, now guys, really, how much air is really coming through here? I say the same thing, very little. Now, if it's blowing air through there, okay, that's a little different story. I don't even bring that up. I don't say there's a lot of air coming through there. But if it's a little air, I point it out. Okay. Because you're going to talk about that in just a second. All right? But also now that tells you, Laura, where to hold the light. If you're holding the light.
Why don't you point it out if that's a lot?
Because it doesn't. It's not relevant.
Okay.
In other words, it has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I just think it would be blowing more stuff.
It would. It would. You could. But I'm saying it. So I wouldn't say though. But if there's a lot of air coming out, that means there's a lot of air coming in because I hadn't showed them that yet. Does that